God, what is wrong with me today? Three, two, one.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Before I started my business, I actually wanted to just understand what is out there before taking on all the responsibilities of becoming an entrepreneur. Initially I was such a control freak. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It just leads to a burnout.
For those who are looking to create their own business and have a fruitful idea, what would be your tip or advice?
I feel like people really overthink. Don't do all of that. Just go for it. People who work for us are our best friends. What I wish I had done differently is maybe
Edition 2.
The mark of a true entrepreneur lies in their ability to take a simple idea and turn it into a reality. The mentor we have for you today fits this description beautifully. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Mentor Mondays Edition 2. With this series, we aim to create a direct dialogue that allows budding professionals to deep dive into the minds of young achievers. The journey of our mentor today started back in 2013 when her business partner and her decided to showcase the work of 5 of their friend designers to their friends and family by just having them over. It's been 7 years since this showcase, and this little showcase has now gone on to become one of India's most coveted fashion exhibitions called the Pink Posting. They've hosted events with a footfall of over 10,000 attendees across cities like Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chandigarh, and collaborated with iconic brands like Dior, H&M, Ralph Lauren, Bumble, Ikea, and so many more. The growth of her company speaks for itself. But for me personally, our mentor's true entrepreneurial spirit stood out when they quickly adapted their business model to the new normals of the pandemic. The Pink Posting has now become a market leader by innovating the exhibition space and taking it virtual, with online properties like TTPI Digital and TTPI Virtual X. So enough said. Please help me welcome the woman who is a founder, an innovator, true-blooded entrepreneur, a mother, and today a mentor, Mrs. Shanamali Mehra Adhar. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you? Thank you for coming.
Of course, this sounded so interesting and I couldn't resist being here.
No, honestly, I have personally been to a few of your exhibitions and it's truly commendable what you have created. So at Mentor, we couldn't find anyone better to actually give us advice on the following topics. First, 3 tips you wish you knew before you started your own business. Second, tips you would give to other budding entrepreneurs to help them take their idea and convert it into a business. Third, how to connect with your customers using social media. Fourth, tips on team building and team management. Right? So without further ado, Shanamali, let me begin by complimenting you on what you have created with the Pink Posting. But before you started your business, did you have any notions or any tips you wish you knew before you got into starting your business?
So before I started my business, I actually wanted to just understand what is out there before taking on all the responsibilities of becoming an entrepreneur, taking risks, being responsible for people. What I wish I had done differently is maybe done more of, maybe done an extra technical course, because in my business, I mean, all entrepreneurs, they need to be masters of all. You need to know everything and the pulse of everything. So I wish, I'd done something technical like a graphic design or something more, which would have really helped me, in times that I was desperate to just, because I have so many ideas in my mind and I feel like I could implement them better if I had a little bit of more technical know-how. But that said, I have been very lucky to have worked with an all-women team, and I have been very lucky to find people who also identify with our brand like us. So it's been a good ride. And that was tip number 1. The second tip I would say is that it's very important. Initially I used to get very fazed by failures. As an entrepreneur, you have to prepare yourself that it's as important to fail than to succeed. Because if you don't fail, you'll never really learn the ropes of something, and that's when it comes to you. So failure and success is part of the game. treat it like, a learning and just keep moving on. That would be my tip number 2. And tip number 3 is don't try to have it all. Delegate. Initially I was such a control freak. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But I feel like you need to find people around you and delegate your responsibilities, because otherwise it just leads to a burnout and you're just like, leave me alone. So yeah, these are the 3 tips I would say. I would have changed back in the day, but I've evolved and I've learned. So it's been a good ride.
So amazing tips. Honestly, I'm going through those beats right now. So whatever you said resonated. I'm like a few years behind you in entrepreneurship. It resonated to the core. Like it's the right time to hear this. But great. And for people who are looking to, they have ideas, right? All of us have ideas, especially during pandemic. What are we doing except thinking for new ways to diversify our business and brands? For those who are looking to create their own business and have a fruitful idea, what would be your tip or advice to them?
So over the years, I've been asked this question a lot about what is your advice for young people? My one and only advice is go for it, because the more you overthink it, and don't overthink it that I have to, like do something really big. You can start really small and build it. It's taken me 7-8 years to build something. I just had an idea and I went with it. It was just 4-5 designers. It was just my friends. I never thought it's going to reach that level. So you don't need to, plan your 10-year plan and I'm going to do this and this is what's going to come out of it. If you are sure about something and you have the passion for it, I think just go ahead and do it. Take that risk. In time, you will reach where you have to, or you might not reach where you had to. So it wasn't for you. But I feel like people really overthink, what are my losses? What are my profits? What am I gaining? Don't do all of that. Just go for it, because you would never know how an idea actually turns out. So that's my advice to a lot of people,
And one thing I think the Pink Posting has nailed, and I'm sure you as a person who is the helm of the brand has a lot to do with it, is how you connect with your customers virtually using social media specifically, right? So how can we do that for our brands as well? What do you follow as a business?
So firstly, brands need to realize that social media is the most important thing, especially in today's world. Everything has gone digital. People are not meeting each other. And we had this vision like back in the day. That's how because I handle the marketing for Pink Posting. From the beginning, I wanted, to mark a brand identity for the Pink Posting. Every business, there are a lot of people doing the same thing, but how you stand out is how you make it your brand identity and how you stand out from the crowd. And for me, social media was one thing which would do that for us. Social media helps you connect with people so easily. And so we've never hired a social media agency ever. Okay, it's been 8 years. And that's what I wanted to, put it out there, is that your brand needs to be you. You need to be the brand. If you're going to let somebody else do it for you, they're never going to get the pulse of who you are. And don't be shy if you're going to come on social media, or you're going to come in the business of fashion, creativity, or wherever you need to show your face. Don't be shy, because people want to see who is behind the brand, because that's what people kind of identify with. There are thousands of exhibitions and thousands of other things going on, but people identify with me, identify with Mitali as people. Where are we? What are we doing every day? What do we eat in a day? Where are we holidaying? I have a son, and people just want to see. So obviously there's a fine line, how much of your personal life or how much of you want to share with the world. But in terms of your work, they want to see what your choices are, why you're making these choices, why you're choosing to work with certain kind of brands, why you're associating with certain kind of people, and stick to who you are. Never do something which you don't believe in, because then it comes across to people. People are very smart. If you're, for example, shooting for a brand and you don't identify with it, it's going to come across, you're not going to look happy, the picture's not going to do well, the brand is not going to be happy. So my advice for social media is always put yourself out there a little, as much as you're comfortable with. That's very, very key to being successful in social media.
That is so true. And actually, everything that you walk the talk, because everything you've just said is actually represented on your social media. I've been stalking a bit now, preparation. But great. Like you said, you don't have a social media team, but I've
Oh,
seen.
so I have an in-house social media team, which is people who work for the ping posting. We've never outsourced it out
Right.
of the company. These are girls who are as passionate about the brand and the brands we work with. So they are amazing. And another thing is, invest in good people because they are going to make or break your brand.
That brings me seamlessly to my next question. Thank you so much. Because I've seen the scale at which you guys do your work. It looks like a big team's production. You can let me know from there on. But what would be your tips for team management and team building, especially when you're in the event space?
Okay, so from the beginning, me and Mitali, so just a background about me and Mitali, we met while we were studying at Warwick University. We were both doing our masters, and we just connected over our love of fashion and all of that. And we came back to Delhi, and we went our ways doing different jobs here and there. I worked for Manish Arora, and that was an eye opener. And I was so sure I wanted to be in fashion. From the beginning, me and Mitali have held on to the personal touch of our brand. It's a very homegrown, homely brand. All the people who've worked with us over the years or who are working with us, it's just one big one small happy family. We're actually not too many of us, but we get the job done. It's team building, team management. It's always been literally our people who work for us are our best friends. We talk 100 times in a day, all personal, professional, everything over the years. Whoever's unfortunately who's left the company as well, we're still friends. We still connect over different projects. And the whole idea is to blur the line between professional and personal. I understand sometimes it can get a bit complicated also, but in our case, we've just always been really there for each other and in all parts of life. And also like as of now we are working with really young girls, and it's so amazing because me and Mitali feel very old. They're bringing in all the energy, the youth, the new ideas into the company, and they're going through their life in their 20s. We are going through our life in our 30s, so it's just such an exciting time to connect with them professionally and personally. And I just feel like we're all a family. We've always looked at that. Team building, because of doing shows all across India, we travel together a lot. And it's just amazing to travel with these girls without a husband, without a child. I feel amazing, single all over again, to go and do these shows and, just kind of connect with each other.
Is it something that's come organically to your company and
Yes.
to people you recruit because you work out of instinct, from what I can take? Or
Yes, we've always
follow? Because it can be very dangerous to not have a strict line between professional and personal, right? A lot of people can't emulate that. So is there
Yeah, so in our case, we've just been lucky to have been blessed with really good people. We've been very choosy and picky, and that's another reason we never wanted a big team. We wanted a small team. We wanted things to just be between 4 or 5 people. And, and the girls we worked with have been really amazing, mature, professional. Everybody knows what their job is, and everybody knows where to draw the line. So in 8 years, I can proudly say that each and every person who's worked for the ping posting has become a very important part of my life and Mitali's life. And we've just been lucky. We've not hired people just for the heck of it. We've gone through, rounds and rounds of, the interviews, and it's very odd that people are actually excited to work with us. Initially, me and Mitali used to get hundreds of applications online. I want to work with you. It's so much fun. And we used to meet all these girls, and I used to be like, it's not all fun and games. There is a lot of hard work. You guys don't realize it. And but luckily, we have been able to zero down on really good people. So yes, instincts working for over 8 years with women. It's also dealing with women is a challenge. Even in ping posting. I'm just saying, like everyone has their own point of view, but I feel like me and Mitali have nailed it. We've done a good job, and even in terms of exhibitors, so this is our ping posting team, but even in terms of exhibitors, most of them are people who work with us year after year. It's a relationship. They only do our exhibition. They don't really go anywhere else. So it just shows us that people really trust in us. And again, people have to like you as people, on social media or business, because eventually they have to make that choice between you and another brand. So if your relationships are strong and your base is strong, it works out.
Brilliant. You've been so generous with such great tips and advice. I've learned a lot from this conversation, but I would love for the viewers to get to know you a little more personally, right? So my first question to you is, are there any daily habits or rituals that you have in place that allow you to have a productive day?
So I am somebody who always plans like crazy. I have to plan, especially because I have a child and there has to be a work-life balance happening. So my days are planned. If I have work, if I have a shoot, if I have an event, if I have a call, everything is planned to the T. I have a really amazing husband who chips in when is needed. And so I just plan my life really well. And I'm somebody who's super punctual. That's really important. These small things really help you go with your task easily, because I just like to finish things when they're supposed to be finished and not linger them on for days, and all of that. So just planning your life, even if you just need to write down in a day what you need to do, it just really helps you with things.
Fair enough. And what's on your feed? What kind of content do you consume? And do you have any maybe recommendations for us?
Content nowadays, content for me has always been fashion, of course. I'm obsessed with just looking at fashion all day. I can look at it. And fitness. I like looking at fitness content as well. These are the two things. And nowadays, I would really recommend everyone to go follow Fire D'Souza. She is amazing. I have stopped watching the news. I don't have normal TV on ever. You need a little, concise news, which is sane, but following people who give you real news, real advice, real what is happening in the world, and even in terms of fashion, following people who do real content, which is not always sponsored. Those are the kind of people I follow.
Any handles that we could maybe check out after this, except me?
So my top fashion accounts, I love Masoom Minawala. I love Roshni Chopra. Who else do I follow? I follow a lot of international bloggers. I'll link it up for you, who make amazing content. There's so much to learn from them. And I'll link up some more for you later.
Great. You made such an efficient entrepreneur. I swear to God, it's not even funny. You can tell why her business is done so well. Now I'm just going to take you to the section called a rapid fire, right? It's like a rapid fire, but like our little take on it, in which we're going to throw 5 words at you. Just have to respond with the first thing that pops in your head. First word, fashion.
Obsession.
Second, work-life balance.
Very important. Organize your life, organize your days. Yeah, organization.
Third, entrepreneur.
Be ready for failures and successes. Take risks. It's very important. Life is it's boring if it's just the same every day.
Fourth, born leader.
So, for me, I just want to say one more line about born leader. You lead out of your success in life, and it's very, very important to be humble, because nobody is going to respect you if you're not humble and you don't, treat them like an equal. So we cannot lead, but learn to be an equal as well.
Amazing. And fifth, new normal.
New normal, getting used to it, adapting to it, innovate. Don't just give up on life. Life is still going on. Just be at it, innovate, and adjust, because life is all about changing.
Brilliant. And before you leave us, although I could talk to you forever, before you do leave us, is there a mentor mantra that you could give all of us as a word of wisdom or encouragement if you want to enter a field like yours?
Okay, so what I would say is, for all the young people out there, is don't be afraid to start something. Don't be afraid to take risks, and don't be afraid of failure. It's all part of life. You enjoy the process, because the process is what is going to, you're going to go back and remember all the memories you made while getting to your goal. So just enjoy yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself for small failures, because they're part of this life.
Brilliant. Couldn't have said it better. Thank you so much, Anamali.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Was it fun? Yeah, I'm so glad you had a good time. And to everyone else who watched, thank you for watching till now. Thank you. I commend you on learning. And like always, we'll be back on Monday. But till then, keep growing, keep learning.